Back down. Mm-hmm.
Oopsie.
Agree with them.
I'd like to ask.
Yeah, it's like wields that thing.
Gonna make sure I do as good as Tobin was.
Just
Testing.
Oh, you have your video.
I'd like to call this meeting to order for the Isabel County Board of Commissioners organizational meeting, January 2nd, 2024. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. First thing we have is roll call. Commissioner Embry.
Here.
Commissioner Jalzinski.
Here.
Commissioner Engler.
Here.
Commissioner Marino.
Here.
Commissioner Sweeney.
Here.
Commissioner Hutchinson.
Here.
Commissioner Holt.
Here.
All present. Next up, we have the approval of agenda. Do we have any changes or motions?
Move to approve the agenda.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion in support. All ayes,
Aye.
Aye.
ayes. Motion carried. General public comment. Do we have anyone that'd like to make general public comment?
Hello, everyone. I am Clarissa Philhart. I was here this summer because I had a FOIA appeal that I had brought to you. And I'm here following up the Bureau of Elections, who told me I needed to go to them for our records, has failed to provide my township records, Lincoln Township's records. And their reasoning is that's all they have in their database. So they don't have Wise Township or Lincoln Township's data in their election database. Clerk Lux sent an email to the Bureau. My township clerk sent an email to the Bureau. Zero response. Zero. My clerk attempted to fulfill a Freedom of Information Act request after the November 7th election this year. The attorney told her to redact the necessary information and provide me with the request. She was locked out of her own election records. Zero access to the electronic portion of the election data. I sent you all an email, carbon copied you on it, let you know that. And I got zero response from any of you. I got zero response from any of our city or township clerks, and this is a problem. It is illegal what the Bureau is doing. Our clerks are the authority over our records. They can't access them. The Bureau is telling all of our clerks, including our county clerk, to delete the record. and they're doing it. And now the Bureau can't provide us with those records they told our county clerk to delete. I am an election denier because what is going on is wrong. They're altering our records. They're falsifying our records. And we have no recourse, zero. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's investigating. Nobody's following up. We're just going along like this is all okay. And we're gonna spend 9 days of early voting, letting the Bureau just alter our records? Let's think about this. They're acting criminally. Jocelyn Benson is 0 for 6. 0 for 6 for lawsuits. She has lost 6 cases. She is a chronic offender, a habitual lawbreaker, and we're just going along like everything's all right. It's not all right. And something needs to be done. You all know I attempted with 39 other people to seek help from the sheriff, the city police, prosecuting attorney. 0, decline to do anything. Decline. And now here we are. Nobody can access our records and you're all just gonna go along with it.
Ms. Philhart, your 3 minutes is up.
So in conclusion, I'd like to know what any one of you have in mind to do. What steps, what actionable item can you say that you can do about this situation? One thing.
This is not a time for, the commissioners don't discuss things, they listen.
I've gotten 0. So it's been on the table before. And here we are again. February is coming up and we're just gonna go along, get along like there's no problem. Not okay with it. And I hope the people that are listening reach out to you and let them know they're not okay with it either.
Okay, thank you. Any other general public comment? Fine. Seeing none online, we'll go on to organizational matters. Election of officers. First one up would be the election. I'm gonna open nominations for the election of a board chairperson for 2024. Open for nominations. Commissioner
Nominate-
Delsky,
Tobin Hope as chairperson for the Board of Directors,
Support.
Board of Commissioners.
who supported? Embry, I'm like, there came a couple, okay. We have a motion and support for Commissioner Tobin. Correct, but wait a minute. We're all good on that? Okay. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Someone want to move?
Close nomination, chance for them, down, or Tobin as chair.
Okay, do I have a second? We have a motion and support to nominate Chairperson Tobin Hope. Any other discussion? All right, motion carried. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any nays? Okay, motion is approved.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. It is really a privilege to serve as chair of such a fine group of dedicated public servants, and I'm happy to do it. But anyway, moving along. Next would be election of the vice chairperson for 2024. Chair's call for nominations. Are there any nominations?
I'll nominate
Anybody?
Jerry Jelisinski for vice chair.
And moved and supported to nominate Jerry Jalzinski for vice chair. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Seeing no other nominations.
Chairman, I move that we close the nominations, pass the unanimous ballots for Jerry Joe Sminski for vice chair.
Been moved and supported to close nominations and cast a unanimous ballot for Jerry Jelazinski for vice chair. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Say nay. Very good. We have a chair and a vice chair. Chair.
Thank you.
And next up would be adoption of the Isabella County Board of Commissioners recommended bylaws and rules of procedures. And I think the only changes here in red, of course, are the year. And the work session start time being 5:30. It seems to have worked pretty well.
We do discussion now or so?
We can
Pass
do
motion.
discussion now, sure.
I would propose, or at least have the commissioners think about starting 30 minutes earlier. I feel that more often than not, as in maybe once or twice we made it before 7 or, but almost always we're running about 15 to 30 minutes late and then people are walking in at 7 o'clock, wondering what's going on or can't come in because we're in closed session or something.
Right.
So I am okay with sticking with 5:30, but I think there might lead to less conflict and confusion if we moved it up.
Problem with that. We do, I think almost every meeting ran over. May have been one that did not.
Hey.
Yes,
I
sir.
think the proper procedure then is to put the motion on the floor as original, and then we have an amendment in a second. So I will move that we adopt the Isabella County Board of Commissioners recommended bylaws and rules of procedure.
Support.
Been moved and supported to adopt the recommended bylaws, rules and of procedure. Any discussion?
Would make a motion to amend section 1.5 where the work session will begin at 5 o'clock.
I'll support.
Been moved and supported to move the work session to 5 PM rather than 5:30. Any discussion on that? Do we vote on that first or is that just a?
Yeah, because
We
that's.
do.
Yep.
Good. On moving the work session to 5 PM. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries to move the work session to 5 PM.
Now we can vote on the main motion. as
Now we can
amended.
vote on the main motion. Is there any other discussion on the main motion? I think the only changes are just the meeting room.
Here.
Yeah, just housekeeping items such as that. So, been moved, is it supported? It's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Okay, we have bylaws and rules of procedure.
You have a point of order. Since amending the bylaws requires a supermajority, I don't know if that requires a roll call to make sure that we have the 5 votes. I know it was unanimous, but I don't know if, Madam Clerk.
And I feel like since there was I think they do it if a voice vote is confusing to the ear. And
Yeah.
it's clear that,
That makes sense.
the.
Confusion.
That makes sense. I'm not a parliamentarian. I appreciate those folks that are, that keep me, keep me running this ship straight. So anyway, we have bylaws and rules of procedure. And next up would be approval of the 2024 board meeting schedule.
Update this to say 5.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we approve the 2024 board meeting schedule as amended.
Been moved and supported to approve the 2024 board meeting schedule as amended. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Very good. We have schedule. And next up would be concur. Oh, with chairperson's appointments to standing committees. Okay, so finance and administration would be Jerry Jalzinski as the chair and Chris Embry as the member. And myself as a member at large. County Affairs would be Frank Engler as the chair, Steve Sweeney as the member, and myself as a member at large. Human Resources and Public Works would be Jim Marino as chair, Terry Hutchinson as the member, and myself as member at large. So says concurred. So do we do a voice vote on that?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to appoint to the intergovernmental affairs as well.
Oh, yep. Intergovernmental Affairs will be Jim Marino as chair and myself as member. Yep, I missed that one, didn't I? Okay.
So point of order. I know I looked at the bylaws before the meeting tonight, and it said that the chairman's appointments are presumed unless there's an objection. And if there's an objection and somebody wants to change it, it requires a supermajority of 5 people to approve. So
Okay,
I don't think we have to have a vote on it.
okay. Good
Only if
enough.
there's consent.
Are there any objections? Okay,
Sounds like concurrence.
it does, doesn't it? All right, chairperson's appointments to committees. Excuse me. Wait, I need a drink of water.
When?
Yeah, that might help. So the Airport Joint Operation Management Board member would be Tim Nieport. Alternate would be Nicole Frost. Collegiate Recovery Education and Wellness Advisory Board member would be Jalzinski. Central Michigan Community Mental Health Board, that would be Hope. Central Michigan District Health Board be Hutchinson and Marino. City of Mount Pleasant Downtown Development Authority Board would be Jalozinski as a member and Embry as the alternate. City of Mount Pleasant Economic Development Corporation Brownfield Redevelopment Authority Board. That would be Jalozinski as the member and Embry as the alternate. City of Mount Pleasant Tax Increment Finance Authority, TIFA Board, be Jalzinski as the member and Embry as the alternate. Community Corrections Advisory Board, be Marino. Council of Governments would be Hope as the member and Engler as the alternate. Cultural and Recreation Commission would be Commissioner Sweeney. E911 Advisory Board would be Hutchinson as the member and Engler as the alternate. East Michigan Council of Governments, be Maderza and Nieport as members and Frost as the alternate.
Actually, Merdeza is no longer with the city,
That's right.
so we probably should.
So it'll be Nieport and someone to be named. Good call.
Yep.
E. coli ad hoc committee. Member would be Sweeney and the alternate would be Hutchinson. Economic Development Corporation Board of Directors, member would be Jelazinski. 8-cap Public Sector, be Marino. Great Lakes Bay Michigan Workforce Development Board would be Embry and Frost. Human Rights Committee, Commissioner Swaney. Local Emergency Planning Committee, Hutchinson and Embry. Materials Recovery Facility Board, Angler and Embry. Medical Control Board, be Embry as the member and Angler as the alternate. Middle Michigan Development Corporation, Frost is the member and Jalzinski as the alternate. Midstate Health Network, Marino is the member and Jalzinski as the alternate. Michigan State University Extension Advisory Board, Jalzinski is the member and Embry as the alternate. Northern Michigan Association of Counties, B. Jalzinski is the member and Marino as the alternate. Parks and Recreation Commission, B. Engler as the member and Hutchinson as the alternate. Peak Program Safe Drug-Free Schools Advisory, B. Marino as the member and Swaney as the alternate. Planning Commission, B. Commissioner Swaney. Region 7 Area Agency on Aging, be Joe Salmick. Remonumentation Advisory Committee, be Engler as the member and Jalzinski as the alternate. And Solid Waste Management Citizens Advisory Board, be Jalzinski. And that is it. So with that, are there any comments or objections to any of those appointments?
Comment that as looking forward, I'll be required to step down after this year of the CRC. And now I can't remember where it got. That the voters voted on, require a 6-year term limit. So
Okay.
just looking ahead,
Okay,
but yep, but it's called something other than bylaws because it's a intergovernmental agreement that's signed, but
after this year, you're saying?
yep,
Okay, very
it's
good.
way ahead.
That's all right. Never hurts to look ahead, right? Any other discussion? Very good. We don't have any committee reports, no unfinished business, no new business. So brings us back to general public comments. Is there anyone for general public comments? Seeing no one for general public comment, announcements, commissioners, any announcements? I'll restate what I said earlier. It is an honor to serve as chair of we've got a really great group here. A really good board and you're all a pleasure to work with, and I'm more than happy to chair again. I look forward to it. Big things coming on the horizon. Here, we've got a millage coming up February 27th. That is going to be critical. We're all gonna have to get out there and sell that, educate the public on that. Elected officials, county employees, everyone, we're all gonna have to be in on that. The sheriff's office correctional facility, hopefully we see that completed this year. And folks moving into that late this year or early next year. It's coming along. The admin building, big surprise there that came at us last fall, but it's coming along as well. And I hope that we can get back in there towards the end of this year. that's optimistic, but I like to be a little optimistic. Other than that, other things, the juvenile justice, I kind of want to do a deep dive on how we do all of that, the secure, the non-secure, and see if we can do a better job at it. I don't know. We just, we need to look into it. And I think that now's the time with the, lieutenant governors, committee plans, some of them put into law already. So things are moving on that front, and that's a good thing. We're gonna do a better job at juvenile detention, in the long run. Other than that, my overarching goal over all of that is to continue this tradition that we've had on this board of nonpartisanship and, make sure that everyone feels free to speak their mind, whatever that may be. So with that, Happy New Year. That's all I have. Any other? Seeing no other announcements, is there a motion to adjourn? Been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, adjourned at 7:25. Yeah. No.